Hello, everyone, and welcome to week 2 of college football. It should be an exciting week of football. So let's visit with James and see what we have in store.
Visit your local Toyota dealers today. Toyota, let's go places.
What's going on, world? It's your boy at Big Game James _36, and I'm here with Greg McGarity, and this is week 2. Man, it just feels like I don't know how to say this. Week 0 throws things off. But week 2 of the TaxSlayer Gator Bowl Drive to Selection Show presented by Toyota. For each and every week, we bring you the current news of what's going on in college football as it relates to the TaxSlayer Gator Bowl played here in Jacksonville, Florida on December 27th, one of the greatest bowl games of all time. Heck, I scored in one, I played in one, now I'm helping work with it. How you doing today, Greg?
Doing wonderful. Great weekend.
Yes, man. Football is back. Everything is in alignment. We got NFL starts this weekend, so you'll now be able to have football Thursday through Monday, moving forward here through the rest of the year and getting more as we add on. Week 0 brought us some different things, but week 1 brought us a lot of action, and a lot of movement in the polls, but a lot of good in the ACC and the SEC. I'm not gonna bury the lead. I'm wearing these colors for a reason. One. Also, I want to put out here, if you're a Chairman's Club member, do not do what I just did. You do not wear colors affiliated with a school. You got to be neutral. But I'm sorry, I played at Florida State. So, but we had a great time, though. It was good. Bama, Florida State. What are your thoughts on that game? And now maybe Bama, we might be able to get Bama in the game.
Well, 1 week certainly doesn't make a season. We saw that with some teams that
Yes.
lost week 1 and some teams that won week 1. So I think it's multiple games. You got to string together some games. I think FSU's got 2 kind of cakewalks coming up.
Mm-hmm.
Alabama about the same way. So a lot can be, what is it, the most improvements made between week 1 and 2.
Yes.
So I don't think anybody needs to hit the celebration button. I don't think anybody needs to hit the panic button right now, because it's 1 week of 12 weeks of football. So let's see how it plays out. But needless to say, I think to be able to say the 3 Florida schools are going to be back in the top 25 is kind of where things should be in the world of college football.
Hasn't been like that in quite some time. Staying with the ACC, another Florida school, the University of Miami, another school I got a chance to go see up front. They beat a Notre Dame team, top 10 matchup coming out of their juggernauts. What did you see about Miami, and what are some things you like about them, and also maybe some things about Notre Dame as well?
Well, I think they overcame a hurdle of trying to shoot themselves in the foot. In the past, I think they found ways to lose games. This time with some exceptional catches and great defensive play made a difference. And certainly Notre Dame, I don't think they pressured Carson very much that entire game. So I think what teams are going to see is what can they do to make him uncomfortable. I know Coach Freeman talked about that at a half, but I didn't see much change up there second half. But certainly a great game for Miami and a great start for the season.
Carson Beck, Mandarin University alumni, does a great job with extending the plays with his feet. Much different than Cam Ward. Cam Ward was able to use his feet to be able to make plays. Carson was able to just extend it a little bit more in the pocket and was able to make throws, especially that incredible one-handed catch. Carson was able to, they almost got him, but Carson was able to get rid of the ball right when he did. Tennessee versus Syracuse, another ACC SEC matchup. Tennessee showing that, okay, we're going to overcome the Fran Brown effect. What are your thoughts on that game? And what were some other games this past weekend that you saw that, that we need to know about as far as it affects the Gator Bowl?
Yeah, I think those matchups, South Carolina's win over Virginia Tech, and as you mentioned, Tennessee over Syracuse, kind of showed their will and their depth, really, and some special talented players on both sides of the ball. So it really, a lot of dynamics involved. You saw Texas struggled offensively. I'm sure they'll probably take care of some of those things. But Ohio State again showed that they're really a really good defensive team. But I think what struck me most all weekend was the level of defensive play throughout the exceptional teams. And I think that's what's going to make the difference in the long haul, is how the defenses can dominate offenses and certainly create unusual ways to score, and waiting to see how offenses can maneuver and change at halftime against some of the defenses they're seeing early on.
Something that I preach to people a lot is what you were just talking about. Good defense. Gotta have good D. And then time of possession, top is what you really, really want. So that's affected by getting teams off the field, but also having a great running game. If you go and you look at a lot of these games, you'll see either the time of possession was 1 minute in the closer games or games that you didn't think, but a lot of it was 7 minutes, 8 minutes, 9 minutes of a difference. But then you go look at the running game, and the running game was purely dynamic, which was very, very interesting when it comes in. But you made the greatest point earlier. The biggest difference and biggest improvement between teams is between week 1 and week 2. Week 2 matchups, you don't see as many big blockbuster ones like you saw out the gate, but you do see some. We do have some that are really good that we should be paying attention to. So what are some of the ones on the ACC side that you think that we should be paying attention to?
Well, it is going to be kind of a quiet weekend. You've got Baylor traveling to SMU, and you've got Illinois playing at Duke. So for the stature of the conference, those are huge games against teams outside the conference. And the SEC the same way. Kansas has a huge game at Missouri. Two teams that are fighting it out. South Florida, who upset, had a great win early in the year. They're traveling to Gainesville this week. You've got Arizona State at Mississippi State, and you've got Michigan at Oklahoma. So some really, really games that'll be impactful. Maybe not the luster that you had last week, but certainly games that are really going to be important to both conferences.
That Michigan at Oklahoma game is pretty important, especially with the SEC and the Big Ten battling out for who's the best conference. Michigan has that quarterback is worth every penny that they're allegedly paying him. So I just watched some of the highlights, and Oklahoma is really looking to build back up. They have a head coach with a defensive mindset. Should be a good game. All eyes should be focused on that, and definitely your eyes should be focused on that if you're listening to the show and trying to figure out how to be able to predict and pick who will be in the TaxSlayer Gator Bowl played on December 27th here in Jacksonville, Florida. One of the cool things about the Gator Bowl, being on the Chairman's Club, is you get a scouting game. What is scouting a game exactly?
Well, you get behind the curtains a good bit. Some schools allow our bowl representatives to be up in the press box or go on the field before, during, or after the game. So you get kind of an inside look that maybe the general public does not have, and you're able to build relationships with some institutions, and you just never know. The school that you're scouting may be in your game. So friendships that you develop along the way may come to pay dividends when they're here for our game, the 81st game this year.
Yeah, really cool thing. You get a chance, like you said, behind the curtain, get treated well. They feed you, you get your parking, and you get a free ticket that most people don't get. Some of these games are some of the big games, and obviously there's some that are going to be harder to get. But I encourage everybody who's a Green Jacket member to do that. If you're not a Green Jacket member, become a Green Jacket member so that you can do that. This weekend, Florida State rolled out the red carpet for me and my guy Paul with Fanatics. Did a great job there. Miami did a really good job as well too. I appreciate you guys. A couple guys figured out who I was, and they treated me very, very well though. All those things included, but there's a lot of benefits to the Chairman's Club outside of just being able to network with some of the best businesses in the city of Jacksonville and one of the best charities with Dreams Come True and Gator Bowl's charities as well. So we want to reiterate, because the whole reason you should be listening to this is so that we can make you smarter than the so-called experts and the insiders. We cannot have a matchup between Miami and Notre Dame, correct?
Correct.
What are some of the things that we cannot have coming into the 81st Gator Bowl?
Well, you can't have replays of games that you've had this year. You can't have games in our bowl game that are already scheduled for 2026. You want to avoid those. And rematches. We can't have Duke or probably Clemson in our game this year, and can't have Kentucky and probably not Ole Miss in our game. Definitely not Ole Miss, but pretty much prescribed in the ACC of who you cannot have, and those are the two teams that have played in our game the past 2 years, which is Duke and Clemson.
What are some of the minimums that you got to have from the ACC side and the SEC side?
Well, last year it took 9 or 10 wins in the ACC, and a 9-win Ole Miss team qualified for here. So it looks like kind of 9-win is the barrier, which also bodes well for our game. If we've got a 9 or a 10-win team in our game, TV ratings are going to be great. And hopefully, they'll be all close enough to drive to our game and be able to be in Everbank Stadium for our game.
That means a competitive game, a game you want to see. Also had a first-round draft pick come out of the game, which is always why the Gator Bowl is one of the best games that you can be a part of and be able to watch. And that's why each and every week we want to make sure you're abreast to what's going to happen so that you can go and brag to your friends about how the TaxSlayer Gator Bowl is going to be great. So, again, appreciate you guys for coming here and listening to myself at Big Game James _36 and Greg McGarity for the TaxSlayer Gator Bowl Drive to Selection show presented by Toyota. We'll see you next time.
Toyota, let's go places.
Welcome back to Off the Field. We have had an exciting week here. We had our kickoff party with our members last week, and then this past Saturday, we spent time in Gainesville. We took the TaxSlayer Gator Bowl Dream Team and their families down to Gainesville for the UF-LIU game. It was such a fun time. We bussed down thanks to Annette Bus Lines, one of our fantastic partners. Corey Patton assisted us with setting up a whole tailgate for the Dream Team and their families. They got to meet Albert and Alberta, which was a huge hit, and then, of course, got to go to the game. So we are so thankful for all of our fan club partners, as well as the presenting sponsor of the Dream Team, Momentum Transportation, for making that happen. It's one of our favorite days of the year. You really see those relationships of the kids start to form on that bus to the scouting trip.
On the note of Dreams Come True and the Dream Team, there is a fun Dreams Come True event coming up that we would like to ask all of you to join us in supporting. It is next Saturday, so I believe that is September 13th at UNF. It's the Dreams Come True Walk, Run, Roll. It's a little bit of a tongue twister, so I needed to sort of get through that. It doesn't matter. Like, it's not. Don't think of it as a race. It's superhero themed. It's really cool. The Dream Kids, and many of whom you know from this year's Dream Team and past Dream Teams, will be on site. It's just an energetic and fun day. And we'd like you to join our team, which will be linked below, to participate. You can run, you can walk, you can just come and be a supporter. We don't care what you do. Just please lean in and support this incredible program. And then today is something very, very special. It is
904 Day. In honor of 904 Day, we're offering a special flash sale of $9.04 off sideline and end zone tickets. That link is on our website, so act fast. That offer is only available till September 7th at 11:59 p.m. So get your tickets, go to our website, and celebrate 904 Day with us.
We'll see y'all next week.
Bye.